But as molten rock progressed further northeastwards, it generated an increasing number of small magnitude earthquakes which did not rise above magnitude 3.2 at the top of the dike at 9 to 13 kilometers depth. Then, late on January 31st, the nature of the earthquake swarm larger earthquake cause changed as the deep magma drove hot fluids which were primarily water but also carbon dioxide from said magma and nearby heated surrounding rocks upwards to shallower depths. These fluids began interacting with the various large-scale normal faults in the region, which represented paths of least resistance. As these fluids moved into the faults, they in essence made them more slippery, decreasing the friction between the two sides of the fault, allowing them to more easily slip, thus causing repeated larger magnitude earthquakes to occur, including magnitude 4 and 5 events. The aforementioned dike still continued to expand during this time via magma that did not represent a continuous influx but arrived in pulses. One of these batches arrived between February 1st and 5th, and a second batch arrived between February 7th and 11th, causing the existing dike to expand during each of these 5-day-long episodes further northeastwards, which is reflected by the average location of earthquakes during those periods. If this magma dike does exist, it would perfectly explain why, since the earthquake swarm began, the very slow uplift at Santorini turned into more rapid but still slow subsidence, while at the same time the island of Enidros began uplifting. Throughout all of this activity, there may have been brief moments where magma-modeled magma dike statistics indeed did rapidly advance upwards, but then again the apparent tremor this triggered could have just been non-magma fluid movement. We aren't exactly sure. However, if this tremor was caused by magma movement, said magma still seems far too deep and is occurring for far too little of a time to create a high or even moderate chance of a volcanic eruption happening. In other words, at this time, I am not expecting any form of submarine or aerial eruption in the near future here. However, this model has a potential problem, which possible model problems I will outline with the text being displayed here. Thankfully, the rate of earthquakes has halved since its peak on February 3rd but has remained fairly constant during the past 5 days. The good news is that the rate of magnitude 4 and larger quakes and remain quite low. Stay tuned for more updates. As a final note, I would like to thank my new YouTube channel member Steve Whalen for supporting my work.